favorite shows. I was
Mine
watching that
too.
show, and
I love that show.
And they one of the reporters was saying, well, you know what they should have done, or he said, what would you do? He says, well, what I would. He goes, too late, you're dead.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
I mean, you're dead.
Yeah.
Is no. But you know what? That's why they're trained. That's why they do the things they do. And you know, we had the officer that killed the person there on 17th Street that had just murdered his girlfriend and her mother. And I watched that video, and it was a split-second decision by our officer what he had to do, and he did it, and he did it correctly, and I call it unconscious competence. He didn't have to think about it. He was trained to do that, and he just knew exactly what to do and did it.
Well, this North Charleston patrolman, Michael Thomas Slager, if you watch the video,
I only saw a piece of the video.
The man runs away, and he's about 4 or 5 steps from running. The officer drops his taser, pulls his weapon out of his holster, and then shoots him as he's running away from about 25, 35 feet, and shoots him, and then picks the taser up and drops the taser, and then wrote up in the reports and all Saturday night. That's the other thing. He wrote in his report Saturday night they had scuffled and the guy had tried to take his taser, and that's why he shot him, having no idea this video was going to surface that clearly shows the officer in control of the taser drop the taser, pull his gun, and shoot the man who's about 30 feet from him when he starts shooting.
And did the man have a gun on him?
No, unarmed, running away. And they say he was probably running away because he owed child support and didn't want to go back to jail. He got a chance to break away, and he ran away.
Wow.
Yeah. And it clearly shows the officer pull his weapon and shoot the guy, and the guy's a good 25, 30 feet from him when the shooting starts.
Not once or twice, but 8 times.
8 times.
Oh, my gosh.
So, anyway, that's awful.
So he
So
got fired, and the mayor says they charged him with murder.
Yeah, and he said, the mayor said, you know, it was wrong and it was wrong. It doesn't matter who did it, you know, I don't care who you are. So it's I say, it casts law enforcement in a bad light. It's unfortunate because so many great law enforcement people are out there putting it on the line for us every day. As you know, I was going to ask you about your relation. This is all kind of new to you. You've been working with the police department. You've known Greg, but now that you're mayor and you're directly over the police department, this has been a whole nother experience for you, isn't it?
It really has. I mean, one of the main reasons I ran for mayor is because I love that police department so much. And at the time, the morale was just terrible there.
It was.
And when I chose Greg as the next chief, I knew exactly what they needed. They needed someone that they had confidence in, that they loved, and had leadership abilities. And obviously, Greg showed that when he went to Cedar Rapids and oversaw the 5th largest natural disaster in U.S. history with the flood that was there. And President Bush recognized him for that. So, yeah, I mean, like I say, those are special people there at that police department.
I remember when we were talking about that, you were on the show, and I said, what are you going to do about a chief of police? And you said, I got somebody. I said, no, just the perfect person. Yeah. I didn't know Graham at the time. And you got a little flack for it because they said, well, you should have had more of a, you should have had more interviews, whatever. And you went right to the well and got the guy you wanted, and you brought him in here, and he got approved. And we had a conversation last week with Captain Mike Balkin and Sergeant Steve Cuppy. They were in there. By the way, fascinating conversation. Both of them were great, and they talked about how much the morale has improved in the last couple of years. Yeah, it's just a different place to be. And they also talked about the review system on when the cop fires his gun, et cetera, and quite extensively. They both have a little background in internal affairs. They call it something else. The procedures, what do they call it?
Professional practice.
Practice, yeah. And what it's like to have
professional standards.
Standards, yeah.
Professional standards.
And I said they wouldn't work very well at this program because we have professional standards on here. But anyway, that was quite interesting. So the whole law enforcement thing. All right. On a lighter note, I'm making a wager. I'm buying the coffee next week.
Okay. Oh.
If you can beat Tom today.
Okay.
All right. Now, give me a little hope here, okay? You think you can do it?
I'm going to try.
Don't fall for any of his tricks because he's tricky. He's cagey.
Who has tricks?
Yeah, right.
Fox is
Yeah.
cagey.
Yeah, he'll jump in there and give you a quick answer, and like he's so sure of that answer, and he'll come back, or he'll wait till in the bushes till you say something, and then.
Usually, if I wait, I'm right, and if I go in quick, I'm probably wrong. Yeah. So keep that in mind.
I must say he wins most of the time, so I'll give him credit for that. a little more than I'd like, by the way, just so you know. So.
Not more than I'd like.
Yeah,
I'd
know.
like to win them all.
I know. Okay, here we go. 5 fake or factoids, and then the number. I hope the quality of these things are better today than they've been in recent weeks. I'm going to have to work on this. Okay, fake or factoid, the great program soon to be heard and seen on national television, along with Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune. Tom, how's that going? Is that syndicated yet?
Yeah, we're working.
Okay.
Still in negotiation.
Looking for the host still?
No. They've decided that Wink Martindale. Oh, no, not Wink Martindale.
No. Okay, here we go. Ready. Number 1, fake or factoid. Fish can be susceptible to seasickness.
Fact. It sounds dumb enough to be true.
I'm going to say fake on that.
The mayor says fake. The Trivinator says fact. Score 1 for Tom. That's true.
Oh, gosh.
It just sounds dumb enough to be
So
true.
that's Tom's rule of thumb. If it's dumb, really dumb, it's got to be true. All right, Mayor, come on. Hang in there. Let's go. Here we go. Number 2. You go first this time.
All right.
Mayor. There were once more sea lions on Earth than people.
Gosh. Once.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. God created the earth. I'm going to say no on that one.
It's a fake.
You're saying it fake?
Yeah, fake.
Fact.
Tom says fact. Tom scores again. It's fact. Come on, Mayor Gwen. You're going to cost me coffee here. All right. Number 3. Cats have more than 100 vocal sounds, while dogs have only about 10.
Cats have how many?
More than 100 vocal sounds. Dogs have only 10.
True.
Fake.
Tom says fake. He's the animal guy, by the way. And the mayor says fact. Score 1 for the mayor. He's getting back in the ballgame. All right, here we go now.
Had a cat and
you
a
just,
dog, so
you just need one more here to tie this game up, okay? All right, here we go. Number 4. Before the Chinese takeover of Tibet in 1952, 25% of the males in the country were Buddhist monks.
Fact.
Say the question again.
In fact, before the Chinese takeover of Tibet in 1952, 25% of the males in the country were Buddhist monks.
Fact.
Fact.
Both said, okay, you're both correct. Here we go. You're going to have to go opposite on him to tie him, because if you both do the same, there's no way. For the ball game, for the win. Number 5. According to one U.S. study, about 25% of all adolescent and adult males never use deodorant. You go first,
25% of how many?
males.
Of males.
Tom, you go first.
Fact.
Never use deodorant.
Right.
Would you say fact?
Fact.
Okay, I got to go fact.
You have to go the opposite, and that's unfortunate because it's fact.
Yeah, it is.
So there you go. Just for the heck
Who
of it.
won? Who won again?
I don't think we counted it.
We're not keeping
We
score.
didn't keep score. It was exhibition today.
Oh,
Didn't count,
exhibition,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah. By the way, here's the number, just in case you care. This has to do with law. In 1994, lawsuits by California inmates cost the taxpayers more than what? How much?
California inmates in what year?
Yeah, in 1994, California inmates filed lawsuits that cost the state how much money?
Got to be in excess of $100 million.
I went with 80 million.
80 million? What do you say, Mayor?
At least $100 million.
100 million? Only 25.
Oh, so I won that too.
See, now here's the hard part. You get to leave.
They must have Gilligan as their lawyer. 'Cause
Hey, you get to leave, Kent. I got to stay with him. That's the
gotta
bad
stay.
part
Here's what
about
happened.
I got to go deal with this problem.
I know. Well, that'll be good. That one we talk about next week on the Coffee with the Mayor right here on the Voice of God. Thanks, Kent. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
All right, the sharpest mayor in the country. Is there a better dressed mayor in America than this guy right here?
I'll tell you a funny story about that.
All right,
My
do that
dad-
after the break.
Yeah, I'll tell you about that after the
Coming
break.
up next right here in the Voice Book Out.
1370 AM, 96.3 FM. We're live and local. The Source.
The next drink is on Dave Del Rio at Eaton's Beach Sand Barn Grill. Just ask him for it. But don't wait. Show up soon because this offer isn't going to last very long. Eaton's Beach Sand Barn Grill will be filling up fast because their friends from the north are headed back that way soon. The good news is that seating is now available and Dave's buying the first drink. If you've been hearing about the crowd at Eaton's Beach Sand Barn Grill and couldn't get in, now you can see firsthand what your friends have been talking about. Great food. Try Chef Dave's tantalizing Floresiana menu. Great location. Check out those gorgeous sunsets over Lake Weir. Great people. Starting with Chef Dave Del Rio, who began his career in 1978. This spicy guy has been instrumental in opening over 100 restaurants. And he's buying you a drink. Eaton's Beach Sand Barn Grill, where there's little or no waiting these days. Come see what started out as Jay Eaton's dream almost 90 years ago. It's more awesome than ever.
Hello, I'm Tom Schmitz, here to tell you about Okus, a great resource for any business and a proud partner of the CEP. Okus offers your business radically new technology called Next Generation Websites. Sites that do not wear out, they automatically adapt to new technology like smartphones, tablets, and the next big thing. Why pay for technology that starts becoming obsolete the moment you buy it? With Okus, there is so much more. Built into the Okus platform is an unmatched array of business solutions adaptable to any business. Okus is a superb example that cutting-edge technology can grow and prosper in Marion County. And I should know because they handle my website, ktforfun.com. Okus has assisted numerous companies in Marion County that have succeeded online. You can learn more by visiting them online at okus.com. That's OCOOS.com, or drop by their downtown Ocala location at 116 South Magnolia Avenue. Find out how Okus can provide your business with everything you need to succeed online.
Hi, I'm Seth with AA Lock, Dock, and Security. Have you ever thought about the locks or security on your house or business? Have you ever wondered why the keys to your new car cost so much? Well, at AA Lock, Dock, and Security, we can help with securing your valuables. We can even replace those expensive transponder keys. We can give you the knowledge that no one else will. Call AA Lock, Dock, and Security at 867-1965. That's 867-1965.
Real estate is the largest and most personal investment that any of us will ever make. Be sure to tune in Tuesdays at 10 a.m. when Bob Kennedy, owner of Berkshire Hathaway Home Team Realty, will be answering your questions and discussing real estate. So remember, that's Tuesdays at 10 a.m. Call 622-9622 with your questions. It pays to be an informed buyer or seller. This is news you can use from Berkshire Hathaway Home Team Realty and your friends here at WOCA.
Career Source Citrus Levy Marion brings together business and community partners, economic development leaders, and educational providers to connect employers with qualified, skilled talent and job seekers with employment and career development opportunities. Tune in the first and third Wednesday of each month at 9:30 a.m. to Career Source Citrus Levy Marion and learn how they can help you.
Hey, Matt, I know Sunrise Automotive does auto stuff, but I need some tires for my truck. Can you recommend someone?
Yes, I can. We do that.
No, I mean, I need them installed and balanced and all that.
Yep, we do that.
Well, my son needed his windows tinted.
Yep, we do that.
I need my
too.
seat replaced.
Yep, we do that too.
I need a new roof line, and a new spoiler, and a new
Yep,
trunk.
we can even do that too.
Okay, I get it. I suppose you can also do a radio show too, huh?
Well, as a matter of fact, join me every Monday at 10 for auto repair with personal care here on The Source.
Of course you do.
Back on the Voice, but kind of coming up to sports, we're going to talk about Jack Nicklaus, the Golden Bear. You know, Tom, I've been to the Masters a couple of times, and I can tell you, they talk about this, and I can tell you firsthand, there's such a thing as a certain kind of roar for a golfer.
Oh, yeah.
Arnold Palmer had a certain roar back in his days. Then came the Nicklaus roar. Then came the Tiger roar. There were some others. Tom Watson, not so much.
Yeah, Tom Watson, Greg Norman, those guys had roars, but not like the three you just named.
Well, Norman never won, so. But I mean, you're right. But the thing is, those guys had
Norman had groans. He didn't really have roars,
especially the sound of glass shattering. But today, just for a little tiny moment, and it was well said by the announcers. I think it might have been Steve Sands. I'm not sure, my buddy. They did the par 3, and apparently Nicholas was known as Scott Van Pelt.
Your buddy, Scott Van Pelt.
No, I don't know Scott that well. And they asked him, do you have any magic today? He said, yeah. And Van Pelt said, how about a hole in one? Nicholas goes out in the par 3. I think it's his 4th hole. Hits it up about 10 feet past. It comes back, and it goes in the cup.
Aces the hole.
And do you think the crowd went out of their gourd
Let me
today?
tell you, some pine cones shook loose from the pine trees.
That was a Nicholas roar like I haven't heard one in a long time.
I bet it was probably 86 when Vern Lundquist said, yes, sir.
Yeah, it wasn't quite as big as Lowe's, but it was big.
It was big.
Yeah. All right, you said something before the break about being well-dressed. Were you talking about me?
Well, you said have you ever seen a mayor as well-dressed? And it reminded me of one of those childhood stories that stick with you forever. Opening day of baseball for the Jacksonville Suns in 1974. You got to remember, Jacksonville at the time was a metropolitan city, but it was still, for the most part, a small-town mentality. And all the politicians in our area, most of them were Catholic, and they all went to St. Patrick's Catholic Church, where we went to church. And my dad who was a business owner in town, knew a bunch of the guys and everything. And he knew Hans Tansler, and Hans Tansler happened to be the mayor of Jacksonville at the time.
Remember him?
Joe Forsyth, who was the city council president, was very good friends with my dad and everything. Well, anyway, we're at the opening day, and Hans Tansler in 74 didn't throw out the opening pitch. He actually had a red, white, and blue aluminum bat, and he was going to take a swing at a pitch. Well, Hans Tansler comes dressed to the nines, because that's what Hans Tansler did. He dressed to the nines. He took that sport coat off, and he turned around and he threw it into the on-deck circle clay. And as the whole stadium, it's almost like that moment where everything quiets down. My dad yells out, "Who the hell do you think pays that cleaning bill, Tansler? Pick that jacket up."
That's pretty funny.
The whole place started laughing and everything. I was like, here I am, 8 years old. My dad's cursing at the mayor of Jacksonville about throwing his jacket in the on-deck circle.
That's funny. I didn't live there, but I must say I think he was a good mayor for Jacksonville.
He was. Hans
Seemed
Tansler,
like
good
he was
guy.
very active and involved.
Jake Godbold, good mayor.
All right, coming up next, it's going to be TB time, Terry Bradshaw, and also TJ time. Tom James wants to rant a little bit about the championship game of the Final Four. All coming your way in the next hour on Lake Sports Page.
1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA, The Source.
Whenever you're searching for an attorney, you want somebody with knowledge who has a commitment to our community and our state. Such is the case with Daniel L. Hightower, PA lawyer. In everything from car and other motor vehicle accidents, work accidents, personal injury, and wrongful death cases. Daniel L. Hightower also handles Social Security disability and bankruptcy. Call him today at 352-629-7777 or check out danhightower.com. Daniel L. Hightower, fighting for accident victim justice since 1976. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And so is State Farm agent Angie Lewis, working hard to serve her community as a citizen and insurance agent. Angie wants to help you as you adjust your insurance needs to your life, from everything to helping educate your teen driver to protecting your family against everyday risk. She wants to change the way you perceive insurance by developing relationships with her clients, which is why Angie and her staff are proud to be a part of so many good causes in Ocala. In turn, she has chosen to single out those who step up as leaders. Each month on the Voice of Ocala, Angie spotlights a good neighbor, saluting those who give exceptional service or do random acts of kindness to others. For this, Angie was written up in State Farm's National Magazine. Angie also supports local businesses with a regular Biz Buzz.
Hi, I'm State Farm agent Angie Lewis. Come see me and my team for all your insurance and financial needs in the beautiful downtown historic district, 416 East Fort King Street, or call 291-2444.
Does osteoarthritis bring frustration with every step? Do pain and stiffness affect your everyday activities? If so, you may be interested in a research study for the treatment of pain associated with osteoarthritis. Rinstar Medical Research is conducting a research study of an investigational medication for individuals between the ages of 40 and 75 and who have been treated for the pain associated with osteoarthritis for at least 3 months. Qualified participants will receive study-related medical care and investigational medication. Compensation for time and travel will be provided. To learn more about this osteoarthritis study, please call Renstar Medical Research in Ocala at 352-629-5800. Again, that's 352-629-5800.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. Partial clouds for tonight, lows 64 to 66. Thursday, sunny and warm, high 87 to 90. Thursday night, cloudy, lows 64 to 67. Friday, a shower or thunderstorm, high 88 to 91. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Andy Robb.
This weather brought to you by A&A Lockdock. Did you know that most break-ins happen during bad weather because it masks the sound? Don't be another victim. Protect your home and business today. Call A&A Lockdock, 352-867-1965. That's 352-867-1965.
Hi, Danny Werfel here. Get moving with Florida Credit Union's fast and easy loan approval process.
Let Florida Credit Union start up a new car loan for you today. No more waiting, hassles, or stop signs. You can even apply online. With a strong financial team behind you, you can enjoy great rates and fast approvals.
It's all about personalized service and a streamlined process.
Florida Credit Union, connecting your money to your life.
Real estate is the largest and most personal investment that any of us will ever make. Be sure to tune in Tuesdays at 10 a.m. when Bob Kennedy, owner of Berkshire Hathaway Home Team Realty, will be answering your questions and discussing real estate. So remember, that's Tuesdays at 10 a.m. Call 622-9622. Your questions. It pays to be an informed buyer or seller. This is news you can use from Berkshire Hathaway Home Team Realty and your friends here at WOCA.
Career Source Citrus Levy Marion brings together business and community partners, economic development leaders, and educational providers to connect employers with qualified, skilled talent and job seekers with employment and career development opportunities. Tune in the first and third Wednesday of each month at 9:30 a.m. to Career Source Citrus Levy Marion and learn how they can help you.
WWWOCA, WWWOCA.
We are The Source, WOCA. Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Karen McHugh. Dzhokhar Tsarnaev has been found guilty on all 30 counts in the Boston Marathon bombing. The same jury will now enter the penalty phase.
During that, they'll hear more from witnesses and decide between life in prison or the death penalty. They've already heard a month's worth of evidence, videos, photos, a lot of testimony, some from the victims themselves and friends and family members of those who were killed. No word yet on when that penalty phase will start.
Fox News Radio's Tanya J. Powers in Boston. A white cop is fired and charged with killing a black motorist after a traffic stop in South Carolina.
Officer Michael Thomas Slager first insisted Scott attacked him during a traffic stop, but the video clearly shows Scott running from the policeman, who fires 8 rounds in his direction. Scott falls to the ground.
Fox Radio's Evan Brown. Victim Walter Scott was 50. Stocks end the day slightly higher. The Dow closed up 27, landing at 17,902. Fox News. We report, you decide.
It's been a long day. You've walked through 18 open houses, and you're pretty sure 10 of them have been ignored since the 80s. Your feet hurt, and your head is buzzing with words like wainscoting and butler's pantry. The idea of living in a van is starting to sound strangely appealing. But then you hear it. The sound of salvation, of hope, of Zillow. You glance at your phone to see a 3-bedroom Craftsman in the right school district, walking distance to coffee with a finished deck. It's pretty perfect, and it just showed up on your phone, like magic. When you sign up for mobile alerts from Zillow, we'll send you homes that fit your search criteria when they hit the market. You can view interior photos, historical pricing data, and learn more about the neighborhood right from your phone. Sign up today at Zillow.com or on our mobile and tablet apps. And to think, you wanted to live in a van. Zillow. Find your way home.
How much time? 30? 30 seconds. I'm on right now. I don't believe you.
Okay. Enough kidding around.
Ho, 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 ho.
And now it's time for the Buddy Martin Sports Page.
He actually had me stay here last night in his gym.
It's like I don't fit in. It's like I don't belong here.
Let's go talk to a couple of guys that never gamble.
Oh, see, I made Lewis a bet here. See, Lewis bet me that we couldn't both get rich and put you on the poorhouse at the same time. He didn't think we could do it.
Gambling is illegal at Bushwood, sir, and I never slide.
And now, here's Buddy.
Hello, welcome to a Wednesday edition of the Voice of Ocala Buddy Sports Page. Glad to be with you. It's going to be a good hour coming up. It's here we are in the sweet spot of the spring. I was thinking about this today. If I had to pick a week, other than probably the fall in October when the World Series is going on and college football's in its height and so on and so forth of popularity, this week is a bonanza. If you think about what you got going on, I just watched Jack Nicklaus make a hole-in-one at the par 3 earlier today. The Masters is this week. We know about that. Baseball season kicked off, although you wouldn't know
Opening day was Monday.
Nobody seems to remember that. Actually, Sunday night when there was a game, too, Cubs and Cardinals.
Yeah. Opening day was Monday.
Well, for you, baby. But anyway, and then, then you got, obviously, you got the Final Four, which ended Monday night, college basketball, the pinnacle for them. And we got spring games. And a bunch of them, including one in Gainesville on Saturday. And then we want to get into other things like track and field and what have you, hockey going on in the playoffs. Our friend Clint is all excited about hockey. So I've invited Clint to come on sometime and be our hockey expert. We probably haven't talked about the hockey since JJ left here about 2 years ago.
Hockey. I mean, I like the Orlando Solar Bears. It's a good place to go drink beer.
That's about it. That's about the only time you went there. So that's the last time I went to
It's a good place to drink beer.
Yeah.
I'm not real sure what happened on the ice.
Isn't it a wonderful time of year to have a chance to do all these things, all these things to watch? And on top of that, here in Ocala, we got the Silver Springs International Film Festival. So it's a great week.
But you left out the best part of the week. With all that, you got the Final Four, the Masters, baseball. You got the Silver Springs International Film Festival, and guess what? He's back.
Terry Bradshaw, we had a marathon conversation this morning.
I had an hour of hard laughter while you and Terry had a conversation.
Yeah, you did, and we'll hear part of that today. Some news there. He was under the weather in Hawaii, which is one reason we didn't hear from him as much, but he was back. Guess where he was this time? You'll never believe it. In the middle of doing something else, and he's always doing something interesting, that's for sure.
That's an easy way to say that.
A little news in his words, although he didn't say that in his show, about his plans to come here and meet people.
Oh, that's in the show.
Is that in the show?
You'll hear that today.
Okay, I didn't remember if I heard it.
You'll hear that news.
Yeah, so that's
big
all
news
coming up. That'll be fun. Now, plus, our buddy Tom James, who does every now and then a round table with us, he'll be along shortly.
He's fired up.
Yeah, he wants to. He's going to kind of rant for a bit about the Final Four championship game when he saw it.
He's fired up.
He is fired up. So I can hear him. He's gnashing his teeth now, driving down the road, getting ready to come up here and join us. And we'll just turn on the mic and say, all right.
What's he mad about? Louisville not making the Final Four?
Right.
Is that what he's mad about?
Among other things, yeah. Certainly didn't like the way the game was coached or played by the losing team of Wisconsin. So we'll hear from him about that.
He probably got confused. They were dressed in red. He thought they were Louisville, and so he was aggravated.
Wishful thinking, for sure. We talked about Billy Donovan earlier in the break. We will continue to monitor that situation. I had a letter writer who I read on the air earlier this week, wanted to know what is going on with Billy Donovan. And I'd like to be able to tell you I know, but I don't know 100%. I don't even know 90%. But as best I can say, Billy Donovan doesn't sound like he's leaving. I think if he were, that it would have been picked up by his players who both said they're coming back, Dorian Finney-Smith and Murphy. Alex Murphy said they're coming back for their senior year. And so Donovan has not indicated otherwise, but he remains to have his option if the NBA offer comes down the pike. And we talked about whether or not that would be New York or what it might be, and we visited about yesterday. But right now, as far as I know, to answer people, I don't think there are immediate plans for Billy Donovan to leave Florida, but it could happen. So there you go. Meanwhile, don't we have some headlines?
We do. Justin Verlander, the ace of the Detroit Tigers staff, has been put on the 15-day disabled list today. They have called up left-hander Kyle Lobstein to take his place. Verlander hopes that the only start he'll have to miss is this one because of Sunday because of a strained right tricep. He said he thought it was going to go away. It seems like it's been forever, and we're only on day 11 or 12 or something like right now, which isn't that long for a strain. So it's the first time in his career he's been on the DL, but Justin Verlander, the ace of the Detroit Tigers, on the DL. Buddy Sam Bradford traded to the Philadelphia Eagles in the offseason. May not be there at the start of the season, though, if you believe the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles' 3 pro shops in the Philadelphia area, they have DeMarco Murray and Byron Maxwell jerseys, 2 of the 3 biggest acquisitions this offseason. None of the stores, however, owned by the Eagles, selling Sam Bradford jerseys.
Very interesting because it fuels the fire about, and we talked to Terry about that, Bradshaw, today, about whether Mariota will wind up in Philadelphia and make a trade for Bradford to get him. We'll see.
No jerseys, that may be a sign.
Yeah.
As you said earlier, Jack Nicklaus carded a ace on the 4th hole at the par 3 contest. It landed about 10 feet past the flag, it rolled gently back, dropped into the cup amid delirious shouts of a crowd gathered 20 to 25 deep. So there's what that Nicklaus roar.
That's going to be a great highlight tonight watching again, isn't it?
It really is. Tiger Woods, confident about his chances at the Masters, says that he thinks he can win the Masters, and the betting line on him shows his confidence because he started out in Vegas as a 60-1 odds to win the Masters. It is now down to 13-1. People betting that down, thinking Tiger Woods, believing in Tiger Woods saying he can win the Masters. I'll take the field right now if I could get a good number.
Well, I would too, but I'm going to soften my position. We'll talk about it more on tomorrow on the show on the Southern Pigskin tonight, because I had said that in my conversation with Tim Rosefort that 74.5 per round is what Rosefort predicted. They said that all the guys got together and handicapped that,
right?
And that would of course put him at 7 over,
right?
If that were the case, and that would not make the cut. And so I had him on the cut. I had him going over. So I don't know now. I saw him strike the ball today.
He's hitting it pretty good. I've seen replay highlights. He looks like he's striking it pretty well.
I saw him there with his current girlfriend and his children. And that his son playing, knocking in the putt, and he looked a lot happier. He looked peaceful and calm. I don't know what you can tell, but from the standpoint of he didn't look like a frazzled guy. Now, here's the only thing about it, and I'll stop. His body tends to break down, and that's what he has to worry about. And the question becomes, if he is in the heat of battle, needing an 8-footer to knock it in to make the cut, can he conjure up enough old Tiger to make that happen?
And this is a golf course that is taxing on the body. You know as well as I do, because we've both been there. Television cannot begin to tell you how much of a climb some of these holes are. The walk is not just a normal walk down the street at Augusta.
In the end, truth be known, one reason I don't go back to Augusta,
it's hard
it's
to
those
walk.
hills, man.
Exactly.
It's those hills.
Speaking of Augusta, last thing, if you want to tune in tomorrow, Tom Watson off at 8:07. Matt Every, Florida graduate and recent winner. He won the Arnold Palmer Invitational, off at 9:57. Number one in the world, Rory McIlroy, 10:41, along with Phil Mickelson at 10:41. Martin Keimer, 10:52. Matt Kuchar, 104. Billy Horschel and Jordan Spieth go off both at 1:15. Freddie Couples, Boom Boom. I like watching Boom Boom play the Masters. He goes off at 1:26. Tiger Woods goes off at 1:48 tomorrow. And then a guy that you say has got a lot of potential, buddy, Jason Day, he goes off at 1:59 tomorrow. So there's just a few tee times, highlighted tee times for the Masters tomorrow.
I like right now, like Spieth and Henrik Stenson are two of my favorites right now. We'll see how I'll make my picks later. By the way, just so you know, I've got a break, I'm sure, because Tom James on his way in, is Nicholas interview today with Scott Van Pelt. It's online now. I've got it. In his interview, he was asked about what he might do today, and Nicholas said he had a feeling he might get a hole-in-one.
Well, there you go.
Maybe we should ask Jackie who's going to win the tournament since he's a prophet.
There you go.
All right, we'll take a break. Come back. Tom James will be here shortly. He's going to make a comment about the Final Four championship game. What went wrong? Coming up next right here on Buddy Sports Page.
1370 AM, 96.3 FM. We're live and local. The Source.
Let's give it up for old asphalt and a new pair of shoes. Let's give it up for a good rhythm meeting a sweet melody. For a church cookout under clear skies. Let's give it up for good things coming together, like bundling your auto and other policies together with an Allstate agent, which can save you time and keep you better protected. Let's give it up for good.
To receive your comparative insurance quote, contact the McDonald Agency at 622-2333.
Are you in the process of planning your wedding reception? Or are you planning that birthday party for someone special? Or maybe you're just looking to throw a party for yourself? Are you in charge of this year's company outing and looking for something fresh and fun to do? Well, KT Entertainment is your answer to all those questions. We provide music, trivia, and karaoke for everybody's enjoyment. If you would like to get in touch with KT Entertainment and find out about our competitive prices, call us at 352-512-2611. That's 352-512-2611. Or you can find us on the web at kt4fun.com. That's KT, the number 4, fun.com. So remember, whether it's a wedding reception, a party, or a company outing, it's KT Entertainment for all your karaoke, trivia, or musical needs.
Hi, this is Buddy Martin. If you have an award or a trophy in your house, there's more than a good chance it came from BJ Trophies Gifts and Awards. At BJ Trophies, Floyd Hirschberger and his staff have a lot more than just trophies. Among the items they specialize in are donor recognition walls and trees, personalized or engraved gifts, cast bronze dedication plaques, wide format digital printing with posters, banners, and signs, and promotional products. Floyd is the official trophy and awards maker for the Voice of Ocala radio show and is North Central Florida's leader in custom recognition programs, corporate awards, industrial engraving, unique gifts, and advertising specialties. When Angie Lewis went shopping for something to award to the winners of her State Farm Good Neighbor Award, she shopped first at BJ Trophies Awards and Gifts. Check them out at 1735 Northeast Jacksonville Road on North Magnolia's Miracle Mile, or call them today at 352-732-2249. BJ Trophies Awards and Gifts. Trophies is just our middle name.
Locally owned and operated since 1957. We are The Source, 96.3 FM, 1370 AM.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. Partial clouds for tonight, lows 64 to 66. Thursday, sunny and warm, high 87 to 90. Thursday night, cloudy, lows 64 to 67. Friday, a shower or thunderstorm, high 88 to 91. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Andy Robb.
This weather forecast brought to you by Tri-County Generators 1-800-622-1957. Don't get caught with your power down. Call Tri-County Generators now, 1-800-622-1957.
You already know texting while driving is dangerous. That's not new information, yet most people admit to doing it anyway. Drivers are 23 times more likely to be involved in a car accident while texting. Know the facts and wait to text. The danger is real and it applies to you. Auto Owners Insurance, the no problem people. Information provided by Virginia Tech Transportation Institute. Visit George Mangan Insurance today at www.manganinsurance.com.
Keep up with what's going on in the downtown area with Ocala Downtown Newspaper. Delivering thousands of newspapers to businesses in the downtown area, Ocala Downtown is there to keep you informed. They even have Tom's Picks, a free referral for people who are looking for a company to do work for them. Tom's Picks will refer the company that fits your needs, and all we ask in return is that you tell them where you heard about it. It's simple. For more info, just call Tom's Picks, 352-804-1223, and pick up your copy of the Downtown Ocala newspaper today.
Now read Ocala Downtown newspaper online.
WOCA.
AM 1370.
96.3. 96.3.
Back up by Sports Page, and time to talk a little basketball. Earlier in the week, we obviously saw quite a game Monday night, and America apparently enjoyed it because the ratings were enormous. It was a very close game to the end. The 9-point comeback by Duke certainly was unexpected, and the Blue Devils played great basketball. Let's give it up for those who didn't. My gosh, I'm sure everybody in the world has heard of Allen before, right? A guy comes from Jacksonville and just lights it up and plays like Larry Bird out there. But Tom James is in the house now. Tom had a little different view of things. I think Tom wants to talk about what didn't go right and why. And so Tom James back on the microphone with us right here on Buddy Sports Page. Hi, Tom.
Well, hey, buddy. Hey, Schmitty. Good to be back in the house with you.
You're going to whine, aren't you?
Well, first of all, I'm kind of bummed that One Shining Moment has aired. March Madness is over, and we got to wait how many months to get college basketball back? It's my favorite sporting event of the year, so I'm going to miss it.
Football season will be here, and who cares about basketball until after football season?
This is true. I'm a little perplexed at how that game went down in the second half.
All right. I'm not going to spoil your opening here because I know you text me a couple of times. I know what it is, but tell us why you're so perplexed.
Well, it shouldn't be all that hard for people to figure out. I know that the media, it seems like, has a big love affair with Bo Ryan, the head coach of Wisconsin. And I haven't seen a whole lot of people try to call him out on this. But to me, when you're in a situation that Bo Ryan and Wisconsin, that they were in, with about 11 and a half or so minutes left in that ball game, how is that trophy not in Madison, Wisconsin today? I mean, can somebody please explain that to me? I mean, you've got Okafor for Duke, their big guy, on the bench in foul trouble. He's going to go 1 or 2 in the draft. You got Justice Winslow, their other top guy, also on the bench. They have 8 scholarship players, so maybe their 2 best players are on the bench. You have a 9-point lead.
A quarter of their scholarships are on the bench.
On the bench. How do you not have that trophy now? It's perplexing to me. How can you stop coaching that game and not call plays that would utilize what you have and take advantage of their lack of size underneath? It's astonishing to me. What I saw was Wisconsin stand around, throw it around the perimeter for the rest of that game, and basically give Duke a chance to get back into that ball game. Instead of calling for back screens, posting Comiskey up, allowing guys to slash right and left to the basket, almost unguarded, which they would have been able to do to me. If your tree is out of the game in Okafor, shouldn't you have a clear lane to the 10 if you've got a guy as fundamentally sound as Frank Comiskey down there to be able to post up and hit slashers to the basket? You have an advantage and you have a 9-point lead. How do you not have that trophy today? It's incredible to me. It's incredible lack of coaching. I just feels like Bo Ryan just sat on his hands over there and didn't call those plays.
So your issue is Comiskey not playing with his back to the basket. You don't like him on the perimeter. Well, he's very efficient. He's a very good ball handler, shoots a 3, good passer. I would argue that maybe Duke's defense had a little something to do with that. And the fact that they were able to keep the ball out for Comiskey was terrific. Their guards were ferocious, by the way. So I get where you're coming from, and you're right. I think Tom would agree with me on this as well, is that obviously he missed an opportunity to get the ball inside when the big guys were out. There's no question about that. But, sometimes I would say, and I'll let Tom make a comment, is that sometimes your shots don't fall. You don't get the rebounds. You turn it over. And in the end, if you look at what happened in the game, it was uncharacteristic of Wisconsin to miss foul shots, to turn the ball over. All the things they didn't do during the season, in my mind, is what cost them the game. What you're saying is true. I don't know whether that cost them the game or not, but I get your point.
Yeah, well, buddy, I mean, you work to your advantage and you work to your opponent's disadvantage. And when the advantage becomes your guy, Frank Kaminsky, who is a tremendous guy, yeah, he can shoot from the perimeter, but his advantage is down low. He's got so many moves down there, and his biggest defender is sitting on the bench. And you don't call plays to make sure that you take advantage of their lack of size underneath. It's inexplicable. To me, it's one of the worst 11 minutes of coaching I have ever seen in a big game situation. To me, they just choked the national title away. It's like the Scott Hoke of college basketball.
Wow.
I mean, they have 8 scholarship players. I mean, you're supposed to step on their throat and put that basketball game away, and you didn't do it. You blew an opportunity.
I think the fact that you're saying there's more blame on the Wisconsin shoulders here kind of disavows the Duke guards and how well they kept the Wisconsin ball handlers from being able to get the ball to Kaminsky. The Wisconsin ball handlers were harassed. That when Duke turned the temperature up on defense, that game turned, and it was because their guards were better than Wisconsin's guards. Remember, Wisconsin's starting point guard was a backup. He was in because the regular starting point guard had been injured. He wasn't injured in this game. He was in the game, but he was not the starter anymore. Koenig was the starter, and so I think that the guards for Duke were better than the guards from Wisconsin and denied the guards from Wisconsin the ability to do their job and get the ball where they needed to go. And let's not forget, and I know everybody's going to say, Schmitty, you hate these guys, but that might have been some of the poorly officiated 11 minutes of basketball you've ever seen as well.
Look, I'll give you that. You had 2 blown out-of-bounds calls in the second half that both went against Wisconsin. I think it was Winslow had a foot on the baseline that we saw from the overhead shot that they didn't check. And we had the other situation where I think it was Winslow went off his fingertips, and now the officials say, well, they didn't have the same view as the folks at home had, and that's unfortunate.
And both plays ended up resulting in 3-pointers.
That's true. But at the end of the day, Schmitty, I think that, the guards, defending the guards of Wisconsin is one thing, but you've got the opportunity to dump it down inside to Kaminsky, who has a mismatch. And then your guards, instead of having to dribble penetrate against the Duke defense, you can just slash without the basketball, and Kaminsky can dump it off to you. It should be easy. It's elementary. It's basketball 101. Yeah, can you tell I'm fired up?
Tom James, basketball's over with now. You're going to have to get your fix someplace else. But let me just go back to one point. That is, it's true. It was a faux pas what Bo Ryan did. There's no question. But let me remind you, the second half, they came roaring back. They had a 9-point lead. All right? What happened there? I give you 2 words: Grayson Allen. And Ty Jones's little dagger in the heart. That didn't help either. So fantastic play by the guards for Duke, in my opinion.
On the offensive end, no question
won
about
that
it.
basketball
No
game.
question about it.
So they had a chance to overcome that. But you're right. It was one of those coaching moments. Look, coaches do that sometimes. You have long stretches sometimes, where teams can't score for whatever reason.
Wisconsin scored 15 points the rest of the way after Okafor picked up his 4th foul.
Yeah, good point. All right, so in the end, did the best team win?
Well, that's arguable. I'm not taking anything away from Duke in the big picture. I mean, they played terrific down the stretch in the season and certainly all the way through the NCAA tournament. So they certainly deserve to be there. I think all I'm saying is that Duke might have backed into the title in the last 11 minutes of the game.
No, the best team lost 2 nights before to Wisconsin.
Well, we've seen this before throughout history in the NCAA tournament. The best team doesn't always win the national championship because it's a one-and-done situation.
The best players, not the best team. The best team was, at that point, until that night, was Wisconsin. They had the best team overall. If you look up
the most talented team lost Saturday night.
No, the most talented team was Kentucky. Yeah,
that's what I mean. Yeah. Lost Saturday night.
Correct. So the most talented.
The most talented group of players, maybe not the most talented cohesive team.
No, I said
there's a difference.
I said earlier. It's called team. which is what Wisconsin did, and that's why they got there. In the end, let's just give Coach K a little bit of credit.
No question.
He kind of schooled Bo Ryan a little bit.
No question.
By putting his guys on the bench and then got away with it, and had the guts to put Grayson Allen on the court, a freshman who hadn't played all that much. And that's the reason he's won 5 national championships. Great job by Mike Krzyzewski. And anyway, very interesting series and very interesting tournament. I said before, I'm going to admit, I thought Kentucky would go all the way. They didn't. They ran into a really good Wisconsin team, hot shooting. But you cover enough basketball, Tom, to continue to do so, is that some nights the shots just don't fall.
They don't fall. And they weren't falling for Wisconsin from the perimeter. But, they should have been taking different kinds of shots. And I think that's, at the end of the day, that's what it was. But that's certainly what happened to Kentucky. Their shots, were not falling at the right time either.
Tom James covers basketball here. Florida Gulf Coast, College of Central Florida, high school, does it all right here. Thanks, Tom, for your time.
Anytime,
Appreciate
guys.
it. Coming up next, stay tuned. Don't touch that dial. Terry Bradshaw in the house right here on Buddy Sports Bets.
1370 AM, 96.3 FM. We're live and local.
On The Source.
Guy Harvey Checking is now exclusively available at Gateway Bank. With Guy Harvey Checking, you will receive Gateway's premium checking account plus several other Guy Harvey Ocean Foundation features, including membership to the Guy Harvey Hammerhead Nation, free Guy Harvey t-shirt, and an exclusive Guy Harvey debit card. At Gateway Bank, we will make a $50 donation to the Guy Harvey Ocean Foundation for every new account opened. This is just one more reason why people choose Gateway Bank. Sign up today for your exclusive Guy Harvey checking account with Gateway. Details available at gatewaybankcfl.com, member FDIC.
They say diamonds are always a girl's best friend. April is Diamond Month at Goss & Son Jewelers. Check out their Tacori engagement and bridal sets and beautiful diamond anniversary band. Hand-selected by the Goss family, Teddy and Jerry Goss and Cammie McLeod. You can choose these beautiful diamonds just for you or your loved one. Visit Goss & Son Jewelers downtown on the square and let the diamond consultants help you select a one-of-a-kind piece. Goss & Son, downtown for 65 years. Right on the southwestern corner of the square sits one of the finest dining establishments in Florida, Mark's Prime Steakhouse and Seafood Restaurant. Mark's offers big city dining amenities in a charming and small town setting. It's a rare treat to experience both the ambiance and the exquisite cuisine in a friendly atmosphere. Ocala's finest restaurant serves the finest beef, the freshest seafood, premium wines, and naturally fresh vegetables. From valet parking to splendid service, Mark's offers the complete package. Check it out today. Mark's Prime Seafood and Steakhouse Restaurant. Need a car? Need financing? Need somebody to cut through the red tape and send you rolling down the highway? Prestige Auto Sales is the place to go. Got great credit and just prefer a quality pre-owned car at a fair price from somebody you can trust? Prestige Auto Sales is the place to go. Want to avoid high pressure to feel appreciated and be able to choose from a wide selection of AutoCheck and Carfax certified vehicles? Prestige Auto Sales is the place to go. Prestige Auto Sales in Ocala and Bellevue. Prestige, it's all there in our name.
Fox News Radio, I'm Karen McHugh. Dzhokhar Tsarnaev has been found guilty on all 30 counts in the Boston Marathon bombing. The same jury will now enter the penalty phase.
During that, they'll hear more from witnesses and decide between life in prison or the death penalty. They've already heard a month's worth of evidence, videos, photos, a lot of testimony, some from the victims themselves and friends and family members of those who were killed. No word yet on when that penalty phase will start.
Fox News Radio's Tanya J. Powers in Boston. A white cop is fired and charged with killing a black motorist after a traffic stop in South Carolina.
Officer Michael Thomas Slager first insisted Scott attacked him during a traffic stop, but the video clearly shows Scott running from the policeman, who fires 8 rounds in his direction. Scott falls to the ground.
Fox Radio's Evan Brown. Victim Walter Scott was 50. Stocks end the day slightly higher. The Dow closed up 27, landing at 17,902. Fox News. We report, you decide.
It's been a long day. You've walked through 18 open houses, and you're pretty sure 10 of them have been ignored since the 80s. Your feet hurt, and your head is buzzing with words like wainscoting and butler's pantry. The idea of living in a van is starting to sound strangely appealing. But then you hear it. The sound of salvation, of hope, of Zillow. You glance at your phone to see a 3-bedroom Craftsman in the right school district. Walking distance to coffee with a finished deck. It's pretty perfect. And it just showed up on your phone, like magic. When you sign up for mobile alerts from Zillow, we'll send you homes that fit your search criteria when they hit the market. You can view interior photos, historical pricing data, and learn more about the neighborhood right from your phone. Sign up today at Zillow.com or on our mobile and tablet apps. And to think, you wanted to live in a van. Zillow. Find your way home.
WOCA.
AM 1370.
96.3. 96.3
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. Partial clouds for tonight, lows 64 to 66. Thursday, sunny and warm, high 87 to 90. Thursday night, cloudy, lows 64 to 67. Friday, a shower or thunderstorm, high 88 to 91. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Andy Robb.
This weather brought to you by OcalaForSale.com, where you too can be a sellout. Give them a call at 629-1663 or just go to OcalaForSale.com.
I'm a sellout.
Whether you're building it up or knocking it down, get it done, rent it now. Sunbelt Rentals is here to make your job a little easier. Our knowledgeable staff will help you find the right equipment for any job, big or small. Did you know that Sunbelt Rentals carries heaters, air conditioners, generators, lighting, traffic control, and so much more? So whether you're building it up or knocking it down, we've got the equipment you need. Get it done, rent it now. And right now, for a limited time, you can have it for less. Just by mentioning this ad, if you rent it Friday afternoon, you can keep it the whole weekend and only pay for one day. But this is a limited time offer, so stop into Sunbelt Rentals today, Northwest 27th, just a quarter mile east of I-75. For more information, just give us a call, 352-369-9101. 352-369-9101. Sunbelt Rentals. Get it done, rent it now. 352-369-9101.
You're listening to The Source, your home for Fox News and Fox Sports Weekends.
Time now for the Terry Bradshaw Football Show, and here's Terry. He's back.
Hey, buddy, you know I've actually missed that. The only problem with the here's Terry is that I think of Johnny Carson and the money he was making when they would say here's Johnny. And to the tune of $18 million. I'm going, wow, where's my check?
I know, Terry. We don't give you $2.8 million is all we can afford right now, but we'll get around. We'll up it some. We might get it to 3.
Hey, buddy,
yep.
I don't do this for money.
Oh, okay, good.
This show would put me in another tax bracket, which means I would be down in the lower 5%.
You'd be a nonprofit status. It's nonprofit, man.
Hey, it's not about the money. It's about the relationship. Don't forget that.
Yeah, let's not forget that.
All right?
Do you feel like talking a little football today?
I don't know any football. Hang on just one second while I tell Connie, call Luke Castle and tell him we need to pay out, and then tell him, Luke, we just found this mare on Amazon.com. See what he says. I'm sorry, buddy. A little bit of business.
You couldn't resist it, could you?
I'll talk football.
Well, let's talk Hawaii first. I want to find out what you did in Hawaii. You know, the whole time you were gone, we were opening up your own mail bags. You were
Buddy, the whole time I was in Hawaii, I was sick.
Really? What was wrong?
Well, I had pneumonia and didn't know it.
Goodness.
So, I mean, hey, man, Hawaii is Hawaii. I love it when people say, how was Hawaii? It's Hawaii. You don't need to say. That's one thing when someone says, how was Hawaii? Obviously, they've never been. And I understand a lot of people can't afford to go to Hawaii. Don't get me wrong here. But I've been blessed to go every year since 1971. That's why I fell in love with it. But it was just gorgeous. As you know, we plan on retiring over there and flying, spending 7 months a year and then coming back. But just awesome. I can't wait for you and Joni to come. And to answer your question, you can't drive to Hawaii, buddy. There's a lot of water.
I heard that.
You can't drive.
Water ski.
I will. I'll put you on a train, but you can't drive.
What I wanted to do was see, last time we talked to you, you were having volcanoes going off. You were having all kinds of things. What's the latest on the volcano?
I get a call from my good friends, Gary and Tish, the other day. And we had an earthquake at Kohala Ranch, which is where my house is. An earthquake. You go, holy cow! So yeah.
Yeah.
Put that on your list.
Hey,
Now
TB, you saw Little Abner, the cartoon, the guy who had the black cloud over his head. That'd be you these days. You have that black cloud. But it's getting ready to pass over and go on because you know what? The Terry Bradshaw football show is back on the air. We get a chance to visit with you now. And
you know what, buddy? And I don't mean to be rude here, but I've been doing this show in New York, and I love doing it. But I want to concentrate all my efforts on growing our show. And so I won't be doing anyone. I'll be doing strictly our show. And wow, I am going to come down probably within the month, and we're going to travel around, visit the markets, and
fantastic.
Visit, have a good time, maybe play some golf.
Sounds great.
I'll be down, and we'll be doing the show live, and I get to meet everybody.
That'd be awesome.
I'm looking forward to that.
Wow, that's good news. Big news there. Have you kept up with football at all? Because I know people think that you live and breathe football, but when you leave Fox, you pull the shade and you're done, and you don't want to talk football. And I bet you didn't probably follow it at all.
No. I'll talk football.
Yeah.
I don't know, and I know somewhat what's going on. The draft's coming up in about 3 weeks or so.
Mm-hmm.
So I know a little bit.
Let's talk a little bit about the draft, not too much. I've always said I thought the draft was something that was created as a television event. It's not a real contest. They don't keep score, but the popularity keeps just growing and growing and growing. And this year, a couple of things about the draft. It's not going to be in New York City, TB, anymore.
In Chicago, yeah.
Yeah, which will feel a little bit different. That surprise you?
Well, if Chicago paid more money than Radio City Music Hall, then they'll go to Chicago. After the contract expires at Chicago, if St. Louis pays more money, they'll go to St. Louis. Sure. NFL, listen, there's always an old sign in a murder trial: follow the money.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to see why the NFL does certain things, follow the money. It's all about the money. And they'll go wherever the money is. Chicago wanted them. Chicago paid for it. Chicago got them. And they left Radio City Music Hall, and they gave us a song and dance about, well, we couldn't work out the dates and everything. Let me tell you something right now. They overpriced themselves, and Radio City Music Hall said, take a hike. See you. Listen, they're players now, and God bless them. I'm glad to see it. They said, no, we're not coming. We're not coming. Yeah. We are going to stay home.
Well, let's talk about that for a second.
Why would you want to go? Why would you want to go and be a part of that circus and go out there and hug that commissioner? That's the biggest joke I've ever seen in my life. Give me a hug, hug. Oh man!
So you agree with Jameis Winston and Marcus Mariota? They're not going to the draft. You think that's okay, right?
Yeah. For what? What do you want to go to the draft for? It's good for them. It's not good for you. They got a phone. They'll call you and tell you. Why go to New York for 3 days and have the NFL get all the exposure? not doing you any good. You walk out for 5 minutes, do your hug, or you want to be like Aaron Rodgers and sit there and be embarrassed, and you don't go. People hooting and hollering, people booing the selection. Who needs that crap?
I agree with you on that part. I think that's subjected to more pain than necessary. Speaking of which, Jameis Winston looks like it's a slam dunk in Tampa Bay. Lovie Smith might be just what he needs. Do you think that's a good marriage for the two?
Well, that's not my call. I like Lovie as a person. He's a really cool guy. Jameis, I don't know, but I think Jameis, everybody makes mistakes and people grow up as kids. And Winston has some serious accusations. So far, he's kind of dodged the jail time. Just done some stupid things. But he's just an immature kid with a tremendous amount of talent and a great, he's a guy that's under center. He's a guy that's used to the pocket. So, I think it's, considering that you can be assured that he is going to be a citizen, a good citizen, good for the community, good for the team. He'll be the face of the franchise, considering that he can handle the heat and the pressure and the negative and everything. And I think he can. I think if you need a quarterback, that's the guy you take.
Yeah. How about the Seahawks trading for Jimmy Graham, the great tight end?
Right. Well, he's not a tight end. He can't block a lick. You can block better than him. I think Seattle got a heck of a wide receiver in Jimmy Graham, and they will do things with him, especially on third down, especially inside the 20-yard line, which is called the red zone. Why, I don't know. But he is a great acquisition. He's an awesome player. Awesome player. Excellent.
All right, now,
just amazing. DeMarco Murray going to Philadelphia.
Just want to ask you about that.
I would want to I'd tell Jerry Jones, dude, you hadn't made the playoffs since 2007 or whatever. Haven't done anything. You finally get a guy that leads the league in rushing. Did it not show you something that by leading the league in rushing, you won the division and you made the playoffs? Now Jerry Jones is thinking his offensive line is so good down here and down. Hell's bells, we can line up anybody back there. We're going to just kick ass. And I want to remind Jerry that is not necessarily the case. Lose one offensive lineman now, it's going to be a different story.
Yeah.
I thought they franchised Dez Bryant, and a great player, but I think they franchised the wrong guy.
One more thing in free agency. How about your man that you defended, that you love so much, in Ndamukong Suh, and the unbelievable contract he got from the Dolphins, and how will that change things in Miami?
Well, he is a dominant player. He plays every down. There's no quit in him. Stays pretty much injury-free. Tons of money. Holy cow. The only problem with paying these players that kind of money, you hurt your football team in the long run, because you better be able to draft. If you can draft, you can pretty much say to yourself, I've got these kids for 5 years, 3 for sure. You can build through the draft, and salary cap's not so much an issue. But when you dump that much money on one player, and you've got a need or two, or you've got to keep a person that comes out and starts playing unbelievable football, you've got 3 or 4, like they did in Dallas.
Yeah.
If every one of those offensive linemen in Dallas comes up for negotiation, what are you going to do, buddy? You're going to lose.
Make choices.
You're going to lose 2 for sure. 1 for sure. 2 probably, and keep 1. You probably keep Smith at left tackle. Yeah. So that's the problem with this free agency.
Yeah.
And I'm happy for the players. Listen, I played in the year where you took what they offered you. That's it. You didn't play and you didn't go anywhere. And now these guys get to go places. it hurts the football team because you better be able to draft. Or do what Belichick is doing. All right, I'll take this guy to discounted play because he's got a bad attitude and he doesn't get along, and I'll take him if I get 1 year out of him. So away we go.
Kind of a one and done like they do in college basketball. TB, thank you very much, buddy. Talk to you soon.
Love you, buddy.
Love you, buddy.
How's Joni? Joni doing good?
He's doing good.
All right, man.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And so is State Farm agent Angie Lewis, working hard to serve her community as a citizen and insurance agent. Angie wants to help you as you adjust your insurance needs to your life, from everything to helping educate your teen driver to protecting your family against everyday risk. She wants to change the way you perceive insurance by developing relationships with her clients, which is why Angie and her staff are proud to be a part of so many good causes in Ocala. In turn, she has chosen to single out those who step up as leaders. Each month on the Voice of Ocala, Angie spotlights a good neighbor, saluting those who give exceptional service or do random acts of kindness to others. For this, Angie was written up in State Farm's National Magazine. Angie also supports local businesses with a regular Biz Buzz.
Hi, I'm State Farm agent Angie Lewis. Come see me and my team for all your insurance and financial needs in the beautiful downtown historic district, 416 East Fort King Street, or call 291-2444.
It's a privilege on Southern Pigskin tonight that every week we're joined by NFL Hall of Famer and Fox broadcaster Terry Bradshaw. I know you think Terry just knows sports. Well, Terry knows how to sing pretty good as well.
Yeah, I sing real good.
All right, let's give a little happy trails out there to all our friends and neighbors.
Happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you. Keep smiling until then. I'm gonna wrap it up real fast. Grab my ball of cash and say good night to Buddy.
Good night, Terry.
So tune in each week to Southern Pigskin Tonight. There's no telling what you might hear Terry Bradshaw say. Right here on Ocala's own WOCA 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
You're listening to The Source, your home for Fox News and Fox Sports Weekends.
On the next AM Ocala Live, it's a big movie week in the city of Ocala, and we have an actor. His name is Kal Penn. He played Kumar in the popular movie Harold and Kumar.
News Bites, the hottest news and current events are bite-sized.
And then Hank Whittier, executive director of Vets Helping Vets, will be doing his program, Veterans News.
Brett Hobel is a fitness guru. He shaped up Hollywood's finest, including Victoria's Secret supermodels and A-list actors. He's written a book called The 20-Minute Body.
And then Rod Eccles is coming on. He's the host of The Rod Eccles Show, the coolest, most politically incorrect, conservative black man on the planet. He wants to talk to us about the truth behind the news, politics, and pop culture.
Dale Ryan is an advocate for finding homes for dogs, and she's written a new book called The Painted Pilgrim.
And then Dr. Wendy Trainer is coming on, a social psychologist and a happiness coach, and she's talking about identity shift when the need to belong goes awry. All of that plus fun with Joe on the next AM Ocala Live right here on The Source, WOCA 96.3 FM.
1370 AM.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. Partial clouds for tonight, lows 64 to 66. Thursday, sunny and warm, high 87 to 90. Thursday night, cloudy, lows 64 to 67. Friday, a shower or thunderstorm, high 88 to 91. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Andy Robb.
This weather brought to you by A&A Lock Dock. Did you know that most break-ins happen during bad weather because it masks the sound? Don't be another victim. Protect your home and business today. Call A&A Lock Dock, 352-867-1965. That's 352-867-1965.
WOCA AM 1370. 96.3. 96.3 FM.
on a pretty hot afternoon here in Ocala. Headed downtown for the Silver Springs International Film Festival, and I would suggest that you might want to also consider that possibility this weekend if you get a chance. It's going to be a good time. Always good to hear Terry back. He said he's coming to town soon. We'll let you know about that. Maybe there'll be a day. He said he want to come meet folks. Maybe we'll have an open house day down here.
Well, we won't have an earthquake here, though.
Well, with him, you never know, for sure. Yeah. So, like we said, I can't wait to get home and watch the replay of some of the par 3 and, of course, the Masters tomorrow. We're going to make our picks, I guess, tomorrow on Southern Pigskin. But like I said, I think Tiger is playing a little better than I thought he might, at least what I've seen so far. He looks like he's got a grip on things. He looks pretty peaceful and calm. Looked great with his kids and his girlfriend today in the par 3. I don't think he's ready to win, but I think what we all want is to see Tiger show up and be competent and play decent and make the cut. I don't care if he finishes 50th. The bottom line is you just want to see him get there and get through that first 36 and play the weekend and get his game back in shape. I'm on record as saying I don't think Tiger will ever win another major championship. I hope I'm wrong, by the way.
You have said that. You know who I think is playing exceptionally well right now, and this kind of course sets up for a long driver is J.B. Holmes. J.B. Holmes can shorten a lot of these holes and get irons in his hand and can eat the par 5s up at this course because of how long he is off the tee.
And there's no rough at Augusta. That's the thing about it. Don't count Bubba out, by the way. This is a golf course
he is
made
the
for
reigning
Bubba.
champion.
Right. He
has won it 2 of the last 3 years.
Fits his game perfectly.
Yes.
Hendrick Stenson I mentioned earlier.
If Bubba's in the fairway, he'll be hard to beat.
I just don't see Jason Day. He's in a U.S. Open kind of player. I don't think this is his golf course. I'd like to say he's got a shot.
What about number 1 in the world?
I think
finish the Grand Slam.
Someone asked a question today. Said, "Do you think if he gets off to a good start, he could lap the field? Is he good enough that he could actually everybody behind him could be left in the dust?" And the guy said, "Well, it could happen, but not on this golf course, probably. I mean, that's just not the Quad Cities Open. It's not a golf course you can always attack. If you try to attack it, it'll attack you."
He did leave people in the dust, though, at the U.S. Open. Left them in the dust.
Different kind of golf course. Not the same kind of place because at Augusta National, or as we used to call it, and you call it the National, it will bite you back. I want to thank our guest today. Earlier, John McLeod, excellent interview with Tom in the first hour of the Voice of Ocala. Also, good to have the mayor back in the studio with us again. I know he's got a tough assignment. Again, our thoughts and prayers all with the Ocala Police Department Chief Greg Graham. And, of course, in the sports hour, our buddy Tom James. Glad to see Tom again. Getting back on the He had a little bit of rant on the Final Four. And Terry Bradshaw, as always, TB is back in the house. On behalf of my broadcast partner, Tom Schmitz, superb editor, I might add, I'm Buddy Martin. Have a great night, everybody.